It's CCSD Today, your insider's guide to the Charleston County School District. This week, we get an inside look at the new Jennie Moore Elementary School. Hear from the principal, Karen Felder. And be inspired by both veteran teachers and newcomers alike. CCSD Today starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to CCSD Today. I'm your host, Everett German. Well, today we're in Mount Pleasant over at Jennie Moore Elementary School, the brand spanking new elementary school over here east of the Cooper. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear and take a look at all the great things at Jennie Moore. You're watching CCSD Today. We'll be right back.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick.
And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me.
Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Chevy. You've got a friend in the car business.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD Today over at Jennie Moore in Mount Pleasant. And we're now joined by the principal, the leader of Jennie Moore. It's Karen Felder, entering her 12th year as principal of Jennie Moore. Ms. Felder, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you so much for coming to visit our beautiful new school. We're excited to have you here.
Well, let's talk about this new school, Ms. Felder. A lot of people, Jennie Moore's been around for a very long time. We know the old Jennie Moore, but now your first year in the new building. Just talk about this very awesome building that you have now.
It's a great building, and you know, the old Jennie Moore was a fabulous place for children to learn, but now these children have state-of-the-art everything. We are a creative arts magnet school. We have a fine arts wing that is probably one of the best in the entire district. We have great soundproof music rooms. We have huge art rooms that have outdoor access so kids can move in and out according to natural light. We have a dance room and a dance instructor this year. We are just so excited that finally our children can excel in the arts and be able to do their performances in a building that gives them justice for what they've actually learned and are doing.
You know, they always say, Ms. Felder, when you look good, and you feel good, you actually perform better. I would have to imagine for the kids' perspective, being in a new school has given them a renewed enthusiasm about learning.
It really has. I will always say, no matter what building you're in, there are great things going on inside of schools in Charleston County School District. And our children were doing fabulous at the old building. But it is such a thrill for me to watch them when they walk in and their faces just light up to see everything in this building is brand new. And everything that they've been exposed to was in the old Jennie Moore that was built in 1953. So everything they are working with, all the technology, even the chairs they sit in, every single thing is brand new. And that's a very cool thing. Not many children get to experience that.
35 years working for Charleston County School District as a teacher or an administrator, as we mentioned, 12 years as a principal. Ms. Felder, why is education just so important to you?
You know, I moved to Mount Pleasant when I was in high school. I'm a graduate of Wando High School, and I love Mount Pleasant. I love this community. I think we have so much to offer. I think the children here are fabulous. The parents are great supporters of the school, and I just feel like the first experience in school should be a great and wonderful experience, and I love nothing more than watching a child begin in the 4-year-old program and graduate here as a 5th grader and watch their growth and development along those lines. It's just the best place to be. Education's so important, and I love children. If it were not for the children, I would not be in education.
All right, let's talk a little bit about you as a person. Everybody knows Ms. Felder as the administrator and the principal, and for those who don't know, Ms. Felder actually was my PE teacher when I was in high school over at Wando, but that's just an odd jump from PE teacher to principal. How did all of that come about?
Well, I taught at Wando High School and coached for 10 years, and I think a lot of people realize when you're in the special area department of a school and a coach, you have a lot of relationships with a lot of different people. When my daughter was born, 26 years ago, I transferred and went to Mount Pleasant Academy. I worked with Jane Davis, who was the principal there, and she did not have an assistant principal. So I kind of started taking on some roles and responsibilities to help her because she was one principal with 600 children in a small school, and I had some time in my schedule. So I have to give Jane credit. She has kind of molded me and got me interested into going into administration. In the meantime, I've had a lot of volunteer work in the community. I was president of the Junior League of Charleston, so I've had a lot of experience working with people and in some leadership roles. So for me, it was just a natural progression. So 20 years after being a teacher, I moved into administration.
No, we go into your office, for those who have not been in Ms. Felder's office, and as you can tell, Ms. Felder very much still in shape. She works out a lot. And I noticed a treadmill in your office. Talk a little bit about, most principals, I can admit, every show I've done, I've never seen a treadmill in a principal's office. Talk about that.
Well, when we were talking about the furniture for the building, I just threw out there, I said, I'd love to have one of those treadmill desks. And my teachers laugh at me and my parents laugh at me because I wear a Fitbit and I get about 15,000 steps just walking around the building. But I'm not in my office a whole lot, but when I'm in my office and I have to do paperwork or talk on the telephone, why sit down in the chair? I mean, the treadmill only goes 2.0 miles an hour, so it doesn't go real fast. But it's just better than sitting down. It just kind of keeps your blood flowing and keeps you thinking, keeps you on your toes. So for me, it's a great way to spend the day.
Now, a great principal, as you are, you're only as good as the people that work for you. Talk about your staff, talk about the teachers, and just the great support system you have here at Jennie Moore.
Jennie Moore has the best teachers, and we are so fortunate. As a lot of people know, when we moved into this new building, we grew by 350 children. So I actually had to hire 29 new staff members over the summer. So that's a third of my staff. So you have to realize that we merged two totally different groups of people together. The new teachers I have hired are unbelievable. They have jumped right in. They've fallen right in place. But it's the teachers that have been here for years that have molded this school and set the tone and set that really high expectations for the teachers in this building. My teachers do a great job. They work hard. They do a great job with the children, and you're exactly right. There's nothing I could do in this building that I couldn't do if it weren't for the teachers, the staff members, and for the parents that send their children to this school.
Well, obviously you have a great organization going on here at Jennie Moore, one of the top schools in the Charleston County School District in terms of elementary. And I think a lot of it just depends on the leader and the example that you said. And I can't imagine a better principal here than Karen Felder. Again, 35 years teaching in the Charleston County School District, 12 as principal. But more importantly, your best moment is, you were my PE teacher.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I love teaching PE at Wando High School, and it was fun. I was much younger when I was as a teacher at Wando, as Everett was much younger when he was a student there. But it was a great way to break into education and to be back in Mount Pleasant.
Well, Jennie Moore, you have a great one here, and Karen Felder, an outstanding person, obviously an outstanding leader as well. So we want to thank Ms. Felder for joining us here, our opening segment here at Jennie Moore. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to the reigning Teacher of the Year, Pam Thompson, and get her thoughts about Jennie Moore. You're watching CCSD Today. We'll be right back.
Kiowa Cares represents a really unique way and an organized way for folks who live here on Kiowa to connect, partner, and help those who live in our neighborhood, which includes Johns and Wablo Island.
And the idea was that many, many people who live on Kiowa very generously work as individuals in the community. But we felt as a community association, we needed to do more in a unified way to be good neighbors. And out of that came the idea of Kiowa Cares.
They brought volunteers, but most of all, they brought love. They showed love and they said, we want to be a good neighbor, and they have been a good neighbor to me and to this community.
Kiowa Cares quickly jumped on board and was really excited about the idea of supporting the local farmers and supporting the Johns Island community as well.
We're excited about the partnership, and we are in constant communication, updating them on things that we are working on. areas where I continue to see improvement, I share with them. And so it's like we are in tune, working together, one common goal, and it's all beginning to come together.
What it means to me to be a part of Kiowa Cares is I'm able to do things I wouldn't normally have done on my own. I get the sense of community when I work with them.
We're trying to put good people in touch with organizations that could use their help.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We are convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD today, still over at Jennie Moore Elementary School, located in Mount Pleasant, the brand new Jennie Moore. And now we're joined by the reigning Teacher of the Year, a fourth grade teacher, Pam Thompson. Was a third grade teacher, but she actually graduated up to the fourth grade. So, Ms. Thompson, first of all, congratulations on being the reigning Teacher of the Year.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about you, Teacher of the Year, obviously a proud moment for yourself. So many great teachers here at Jennie Moore. What did it mean to you to be recognized as Teacher of the Year?
It was very exciting, but like I wrote in my paper, we don't really have a Teacher of the Year. It takes all of us, from the bus driver to the office staff, all the special area teachers, to educate of our children. So I just feel like I'm the celebrated Teacher of the Year.
Now you're entering your 28th year of teaching. Yes. Just kind of talking with you off here, you mentioned you guys have iPads now.
We do.
Talk about just the changes from, I guess, year one of teaching to now where you're literally teaching on a device.
Right. I started in the old days with the black chalkboards and the white chalk. And so we went from there to smart boards to then we got computer labs, and now each child in Jennie Moore has an iPad. So that's a real treat, because old Jennie Moore we didn't even have wireless. So it's a real surprise for all of our Jennie Moore kids. But the Pinckney kids have always had them, so they're kind of like our masters, and they're kind of helping us out. So it's a great experience. The Jennie Moore kids are teaching the Pinckney kids about the school and how we operate, and they're teaching us about iPads and technology.
Talk about just the not necessarily challenges, but because every kid learns differently, just as a teacher, and obviously a very good one being Teacher of the Year, how you come up with plans to be able to reach all these kids even though they don't learn the same way?
Well, for one thing, we have all kinds of different groupings within our classroom, different reading groups and different levels. But we also, we sing, we draw pictures, we make things with stuff. We don't just do like book learning like you and I did. We just read and answered the questions. So it's just at various means. We have magazines, we use different things on the iPad, the internet, we use everything.
Now, you mentioned singing. Singing, normally I associate singing with chorus, right. But apparently something that's very unique to your class is you actually have your kids sing some of the information which when you think about it, it's great because kids can remember songs,
Right.
whether it be hip hop or Taylor Swift or whatever it may be. So you're using music to help kids learn very important things. Talk about that.
We sing a lot of the curriculum because I've taught the kids the same thing. Like once you get the song in your head, you can't get rid of it. So I'm like, and that's their homework. I'm like, when you're in the shower, sing the social studies song. So we write songs ourselves. I've also looked for stuff on the internet and too. But we recently just wrote our own rules about the iPad, like the Constitution, the preamble. So we just made that up ourselves. So they're really proud of that.
Now, if you don't believe us, we're going to take a look at her class in action.
Back in 1776, King George had bad politics. He was very young at heart. He got off to a very bad start. America had its soon-to-be states. Self-rule then became a debate. King George made some unfair rules. America and England soon would duel. Freedom was to be everyone's rights. For this they said, yes, we will fight!
So there you have it. She wasn't kidding. Her kids, class in action, just a great way to obviously memorize the important things that you learn here in school. Now we gotta ask you before you go, again, 28 years, you're a veteran, kind of not necessarily the mother hen, but do you embrace that role? Because, one thing that we have seen as an influx of younger teachers, what advice do you get them? How do you help the younger teachers get to where you are?
The College of Charleston sends students out lots of times to our school to observe, and so I always tell Ms. Felder they're always welcome. So there's always several College of Charleston students in our room observing me and the kids, and I try to give them suggestions, and I always tell them once they leave they can still email me or ask me anything they want. I always get student teachers, and and we both learn from each other because they can teach me the technology and the new things, and I teach them the old things. And when we get new teachers, I always try to share how we do things at Jennie Moore, offer suggestions.
All right, now we talked to Ms. Felder earlier, and she was just raving and bragging about this new building. Obviously, you being 28 years, you've seen a lot of change. Just your thoughts quickly before we let you get out of here on the new building.
I always tell everybody, if you didn't ever go see old Jennie Moore, you can't truly appreciate this. We really couldn't even see out of the windows. They were so old and foggy, so it's just amazing to walk in and see the beautiful windows and the scenery outside, and our desks don't pull my clothes and rip them. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, Ms. Thompson, we appreciate you joining us here on CCSD today, and it's no wonder that you're Teacher of the Year, and just the way you reached our youth today, and I thought the singing was absolutely phenomenal. So again, we just thank you so much. Congratulations on being a reigning Teacher of the Year, and here's to 28 more years of teaching. Do you think you can maybe last another 28 years?
I don't know, but thank you.
All right, that's Pam Thompson, the reigning Jennie Moore Teacher of the Year. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little dance. We're going to talk with Bridget Corrigan and kind of get her thoughts about the dance program here at Jennie Moore. You're watching CCSD Today. We'll be right back.
Kids learn it at their own pace, to remediate on their own, see their own results, celebrate their successes right there.
I think it's easier for me to do things like online, like it captures my attention better than like doing it in books.
It's just made it easy. It is. It's made it easy, and the kids like it.
There are a lot of pictures. Sometimes it can be really funny, and some stories are make-believe.
I would never have believed that we would be a school that would be fully, implementing technology in every classroom. So we did it, and it's due to McGraw-Hill.
Some problems are tough. Reaching your customers shouldn't be. Blue Wave and Comcast have the creative edge to make you stand out from the crowd and connect with your customers. Whether you need a commercial for television, video for your website, or a custom-made website, we are the easy solution for every advertising problem.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me. Or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Brought to you by Cruise Subaru of Charleston. You've got a friend in the car business.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD today, still over at Jennie Moore Elementary School in Mount Pleasant. Now, in the last segment, we spoke with Pam Thompson, who had 28 years of teaching experience. Now we go to a rookie, her first year teaching. It's the dance teacher here at Jennie Moore, Bridget Corrigan. And Bridget, thank you so much for letting us invade your space here in the studio.
Absolutely. Make yourselves at home. This is my space.
Now let's talk a little bit about you. Now you're in college. You graduated college last year from East Carolina.
All true.
You graduate, your diploma, and now it's time to make a decision on what to do. How did you come about being a dance teacher here at Jennie Moore?
Well, when I was in school, I went to school for dance education and special education. So I got both of those teaching licenses under my belt. I was like, hey, this is going to make me more marketable if nothing else. And then when I started applying for Charleston County, a bunch of people started coming up, and this job wasn't even posted yet. And I had heard about it from someone who heard about it from someone. And I went to my interview, absolutely loved it here. And I was like, I don't even care what other schools offer me things. This is where I want to be if I can make this happen.
Now, it's somewhat, I don't want to say stressful, but it's your first job, your first teaching job. But on top of that, this is the first year that Jennie Moore has actually had a dance program. Talk a little bit about how that kind of all came together.
Well, they're just a creative arts school looking to add just another art. And so dance is kind of coming to the area a little bit more, which I love and appreciate. And so I'm just kind of starting a curriculum for, this is kind of a test year for me, but the curriculum is starting, and right now it's a lot of elements of dance. And so it's a lot of teaching about space, teaching about your body, teaching about levels and time and tempo, and things like that that can collaborate a lot with the music and what they're teaching and art and what they're teaching. So it's a lot of baseline development and foundation for all of the kids K-5 right now.
Now, when you think of art, most people think of drawing, but as we know, dance is also a form of art. Talk about the different types of dance classes or moves that you teach here at Jennie Moore.
In here, we do more so creative movement than ballet, jazz, anything like that. I am not here to teach performers. I am not here to teach any sort of technique. I am here to teach you creative movement, dance for all bodies. I am here to teach you to be a person who is accepting of all art forms and engaged in all art forms so that you can develop that in a future society and be a good citizen of the world.
Now, I would imagine a lot of parents would want their kids to participate in this. Like you said, it's a lot of movement, so you getting that exercise as well. Do you have different, I guess, criteria or different plans based on grade level, or how does that come up in terms of the curriculum?
Yeah, as of right now, I'm assuming that everyone is starting at the same point because fifth grade, since the program is brand new, even fifth grade has not had the foundations. So I am doing the same groundwork for every grade, but to varying levels. So for fifth grade, I haven't started with fifth grade yet, but they're going to be going a lot more in depth with the concept, whereas kindergarten and first grade are kind of surface level experience and exposure.
Okay, all right, good to know, good to know. And you talked about this year kind of being a test year. Eventually, where do you see this dance program at Jennie Moore? Where would you like it to be?
I would like it to be to the point where I can get my fifth graders to have a strictly choreography class. So their entire year is dedicated to them choreographing dances and them putting on their own show. So making them full-on artists by fifth grade. It's ambitious, but I think it can work.
Now, so far, like we mentioned, this is your first year of teaching. Up to this point, everything you thought it would be?
More, probably. I am getting a little spoiled as a first-year teacher. Brand new building, beautiful studio all to myself, and such support from everyone who works with me. I am sitting here on the second grade hall, and I go to them all the time with all my questions, even though they're not the arts, and they are always so supportive of me, which I am so thankful for, because I probably would not have made it as far as I am without having been able to run around to them with all my questions.
And you talk about this being an art school and kind of integrating art. Is there a time or is there a plan in place also looking ahead where maybe you will get with those teachers and based on what they're teaching, come up with movements that go along with that as well?
Yes, the school itself does arts integration in my schedule right now, since I'm the only dance teacher teaching CD actually. I teach the preschoolers through to 5th grade. There's not time in my schedule for one right now, but a bunch of the other arts teachers do arts integration where I think art right now, visual art, is teamed up with 4th grade. And so they'll work together on their curriculum and how can we expose them to art while teaching this history concept. So for dance, that will ideally be something at some point. Right now, it's not in my schedule. Gotcha.
Well, Ms. Corrigan, I should say, it seems like you're doing a great job. I got a chance to watch some of your little ones perform and move. And I would imagine at the end of the day, they're probably pretty well worn out because you had them definitely moving around. So congratulations on the job. Congratulations on starting the program here at Jennie Moore, and we obviously wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, so that's Bridget Corrigan, the dance teacher here at Jennie Moore, and just her first year doing a great job and looking for bigger and better things out of the dance program here at Jennie Moore. All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, more from Jennie Moore Elementary. You're watching CCSD Today.
I'm Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I'm Julia Ormond.
I'm Machen Amick. And I'm Rachel Boston.
Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Breast cancer will claim over 39,000 lives this year, but that won't be me or me.
I won't let that be me.
The end of breast cancer starts with me.
And you.
And you.
And you.
Go to mylifetime.com to get informed and involved.
Locally sponsored by Ford. Ford is in the race for the cure.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We're convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
And welcome back, everyone, to CCSD Today, still over at Jennie Moore Elementary School, the brand spanking new school here in Mount Pleasant. Well, for those of you who've known about Jennie Moore for years and years, you can't think about Jennie Moore without thinking about this lady to my right, Dorothy Steed, entering her 32nd year teaching at Jennie Moore, now a first grade teacher. I know you've taught 3rd grade in the past, but now first. Just what an honor it is, Ms. Steed, to have you on the show today.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Let's talk about you. We all know you're a great teacher, but we want to talk about you because to teach at one school for 32 years, that's quite an accomplishment. Ms. Steed, what gives you the drive, the motivation to continue teaching here at Jennie Moore?
Well, it's just a joy to greet the children every morning, to watch them grow. When they come in, they're shy and embarrassed, and when they leave, they're just well-adjusted, good readers, great in mathematics. They're ready for the future.
Now, I would think after obviously teaching for 32 years, 2, sometimes maybe even 3 generations, how does it make you feel when you see parents coming in and you're, teaching their kids now?
It means that I'm just growing with the children. Maturity is a good thing, and I just enjoy having the parents have the faith in me to let me teach their children again, their children.
Talk about just the changes you've seen. I mean, being in one place for 32 years, I'm sure you've seen a ton of changes. Talk about a few that really kind of stand out to you in terms of Jennie Moore.
Well, Jennie Moore was very small when I came here in 1983. We had maybe 350 children and unair conditioned. It was just very quaint. The community was small, and then came lots of subdivisions, and the school kept getting larger and larger. And this is before Bell Hall, and we had about 900 children. We brought in trailers. We remodeled Jennie Moore, and then they set up Bell Hall, and then we had some relief from overcrowding.
We talk about the overcrowding. We know that the growth in Mount Pleasant is phenomenal. I think we were talking when you first started, Ms. Steed, there were only maybe 3 or 4 elementary schools. Now up to 7. Did you ever think Mount Pleasant would get to be this big, that you would need about 7+ schools here in Mount Pleasant?
Well, no, it's phenomenal, the amount of people that are moving here, and they love the sunshine, and then they love the beach, but we never imagined that we would have 8 schools instead of like 4 small elementary schools, not even large.
You know, you see people here of late kind of retire or resign or just say, you know, they've had enough. I'm sure you get asked all the time, Ms. Steed, when are you going to stop teaching? You know, 32 years at one school. Talk about just that process, and, you know, are you even thinking about, I guess, after teaching, just your stance on that?
Well, for me, I don't think that I will ever stop teaching, because once a teacher, you're always a teacher. Right. So the format in which I carry on as a teacher may change, right. But me as a teacher, I foresee myself always being a teacher in some way. That's what I want to do. That would make me happy to get up every morning and see some children and make sure that they're doing what they need to have a bright future.
All right, so in other words, Ms. Steed, you're saying you're probably going to teach for at least another 10 to 15 years, basically.
Well, as long as I'm happy with it and my health is with it, then I look forward to getting up, working with the children, working with children. Even if it's volunteering, right. Doesn't have to be a paid position, because it's important that children have role models. And I feel as though I'm a role model for them. And I want to continue to be that, because we need that today. That's one thing that's missing in America today, is children need to see you out there and know that you think that they're important and that they count. And that's what I want to do.
Well, I tell you, Ms. Steed, I'm sure you have impacted and touched a lot of lives. As we mentioned, in 32 years, you probably taught some parents and their kids, and in some instances, maybe they're just parents and grandkids as well. So you've been a big asset to this community. Like I said, when people think about Jennie Moore, they think about you. So congratulations on 32 years at one school, changing the lives of folks here in Mount Pleasant, and best of luck to you the rest of the school year.
Well, thank you. I look forward to being here and just enjoying the new school. It was one thing I really wanted to do was to make it to this new school and enjoy it, and I am enjoying it. Well, and I want to continue to enjoy it.
I was about to say, if anybody deserves a new school and the bells and whistles, it's this lady here, Dorothy Steed, joining us here on CCSD today. So again, thank you, Ms. Steed, for joining us on the show and just kind of telling us about her in 32 years at one school and teaching. You can't say that about a lot of teachers here in Charleston County School District. So thank you again, Ms. Steed. And we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Jennie Moore. You're watching CCSD Today. We'll be right back.
Here's a question for you. What does this look like? It may look like a blank screen, but it's really an opportunity for you to reach your customers with a great television commercial, video for your website, or website design. Comcast and Blue Wave Productions can create the right message to get you noticed. Call today and take the opportunity to make your business stand out from the crowd.
Well, it's been a great time over here at Jennie Moore Elementary School. A special thank you to the principal, Karen Felder, for opening her doors and letting us take an inside look at the great things going on over at Jennie Moore. So thanks for watching CCSD Today, and we'll see you next time.